Hello Wolfpack. While everyone's crying, running around like little children in this price region, I'm going to give you some objective analysis. I'm going to take a step back from the market here, give you some objective feedback about how we're going here and where the potential bottom is. This is a time in which we're seeing turmoil, quite literally. I mean, if you open up Twitter for about 2 seconds, you're seeing that just splattered all across your feed. People just going crazy out of their minds because they've completely ignored the very clear signals that the market's been telling us for 7 months. Us in the Wolfpack, no, we haven't been doing that. We've been paying attention and we've been able to position ourselves to kind of take advantage of this drop and potentially, hopefully get in at much better prices towards the end of the year. But we're going to look into that more in this video. So since 63k, we've been saying get out of the market, de-risk. Since 58k, we've been saying it's a bear market, way before anyone else. And now it's very much materializing as expected here. And so the question now becomes, because it's very clear we're in a bear market, I think even the people who are permanently bullish, who permanently think the market's going to go up, have kind of admitted that at this point. They've either admitted it or they've just stepped away from the crypto space entirely. And so now the only question that remains is, well, where is the bear market bottom? Where could it be? Now, before we get into that, we can take a look at the shorter term. Okay, so the shorter term on Bitcoin is quite clear. And again, this is something we've been predicting for a long period of time. In fact, during the entire consolidation region here from 32.6k to 28.6k, we've been saying this. So we've said that, hey, basically support resistance is built by historical price action in that area, right? So there's basically no historical price action at all on Bitcoin between 28.6k and 23.8k. And so provided we don't form any new support, which is highly unlikely we do, it seems, evident, it's crystal clear that Bitcoin is going to be free falling until we reach about 23.8k, right? That is the nearest historical support region. 23.8k is the nearest historical support region on Bitcoin, which means we've got enough about $2,000 to drop. And by the time this video comes out, who knows, we might even, be another 500 USD down because the market's moving very fast right now. But, provided nothing out of the ordinary happens, and again, things out of the ordinary do happen, but provided nothing out of the ordinary happens, we should be dropping straight to 23.8k before any further analysis is even needed. So that's the short-term target. And then the question becomes, well, will 23.8k be the bottom? And what we can do to kind of identify that is go to... now, I'm not going to actually look for the chart because I think it's irrelevant, but I have been said that, well, what I can tell you, just as a fact, is the point is the reason why 23.8k has formed support and formed resistance in the past is because that's where the CME gap is, right? And usually CME futures gaps get filled, and so 3.8k not only is it the nearest support zone, it's also where the CME futures gap is, and so that usually gets filled, especially when it's a long period of time. It has been a long period of time, so we should definitely be seeing that. That's almost a guarantee at this point. So buying up here at 25.7k, while we're basically guaranteed to go to 23.8k and also fill the wick in which we wick down, we're going to go down, okay? We're going to go down to 23.8k. I think that's entirely evident at this point. It would be insane if we did not do that. And so now that we have the short term covered, well, what I will say about the short term, one more thing, is that if we break above 28.6k, that would invalidate this drop, right? So basically the upside level, which is very unlikely, is we break above 28.6k, we break back into that range, and then we can start doing something like that, right? That's extremely unlikely, but that is the upside invalidation target. So if you wake up tomorrow morning, you see Bitcoin above 28.6k, either that's insane manipulation or it's actually a break to the upside. And that could be, pretty interesting to look at actually. But I doubt that'll happen. So 23.8k is where we're looking at right now. And then now, okay, so this is the main part of the video. Where is the macro bottom, right? We have 2 scenarios here, okay? And I know people don't want to hear there's 2 scenarios. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear, oh, when's the macro bottom? It's on this day. It's going to be at this price point. It's not really how it works, okay? So what I've been saying for a while before we get into the prices is the date ranges. Now, everyone is kind of very hyped up right now, very amped up. And they're kind of thinking the bottom's going to be in within the next week or something. We're going to reach the bottom within the next 6 days. It's like, well, take a step back, guys. Understand that Bitcoin is very happy to consolidate for long periods of time. We don't have to reach the bottom within 6 days. And if we do reach the bottom within 6 days, that's just a random example. It's not just going to go there for one day and then wick back up. We're going to be at 100k, right? It's going to take months of consolidation. Look at these macro bottoms. Look at 2015, for example. We were consolidating at the same price point for quite literally 10 whole entire months, right? In 2018, same thing. 4 whole entire months we're consolidating at the bottom, right? To assume that we're just going to go there for 2 days and then wick back up and you have to rush to get in just on time is just completely irrational because we've never seen it before, and if you're thinking logically and you're thinking about how that works, it's like, well, people who think we're going to bottom out within the next month or so are basically saying that Bitcoin's going to depeg from the traditional markets, right? Because the traditional markets they're not done dropping yet. Interest rates aren't done hiking, and so the traditional markets aren't done dropping. So if you think Bitcoin's going to bottom out within the next week or month or even 3 months, you're basically predicting that Bitcoin's going to depeg from the traditional markets. Now, if it does do that, I'm not saying it can't do that, but if it does do that, that's a long, long process, right? You're not going to be rushed. There's going to be time to buy. And so what I'm predicting, as per the 4-year cycle theory, is that Bitcoin's not going to bottom out until Q4, right? Until October to December, probably around November. That's what the 4-year cycle theory suggests. That's not my opinion. That's what the data suggests. But yeah, obviously it's my opinion to a certain extent. And the reason why this makes a lot more sense to me, is because by that time, by Q4, the vast majority of the rate hikes that we're going to be seeing in the USA and across the Western world are going to be done for, which means the traditional markets might have some room to start recovering, which means that my prediction does not, my prediction of the bottom does not require Bitcoin to depeg in order for Bitcoin to bottom out there. So my prediction is based on logic. Right? It's based on just rational thought. It's like, well, if Bitcoin's linked to the traditional markets and the traditional markets are not due to stop dropping until at least Q4, then it's probably not, logical to assume that Bitcoin's going to bottom out before Q4. And so the 4-year cycle is actually giving us the most logical answer that is explained easily by the data. And so for that reason, I personally don't think Bitcoin's going to be seeing its macro bottom until Q4 around November. And so then that begs the question, well, where will that macro bottom be? It's like, okay, that's fine. Okay, so Q4, we've established that. Where will that price point be? Where are we going to be at that point? Okay, so there's 2 scenarios in my opinion. Okay, the first scenario is the fact that the 200-week SMA, which is this green line, has been the macro bottom predictor on Bitcoin on every single macro drop occasion it's ever had, right? So first and foremost, in 2015, we bottomed out in the 200-week SMA. In 2018, we bottomed out in the 200-week SMA. And in 2020, we bottomed out in the 200-week SMA. The 200-week SMA at this point is at 22.3K, right? And if you're going by that logic, you would have to assume the 200-week SMA will be the macro bottom for Bitcoin. Right, that's the first scenario. Okay, and then the second scenario is that, well, if we drop below the 200-week SMA, the next major level of support is actually sitting down here at around 13.5K to 11.5K. And so those are the 2 scenarios, quite simply, right? Either we bottom out here on the 200-week SMA at 22K, we might see a wick down to like 18 or 20, or we drop below that as confirmed by a weekly candle close and we go down to like 13.5K to 11.5K where we form a vague bottom. Either of those scenarios could take place by Q4. Okay. Now, I don't want to sit here and give you, statistical analysis of which one of those is more likely because quite honestly, I do not know. Right? I don't know. There's an argument to be made for both cases. There really is. I mean, the argument you can make for the 200-week SMA is that, well, it's only ever bottomed out there, so it's logical to assume it's going to bottom out there. And then the argument you can make for the 11.5K to 13.5K is that, well, Bitcoin is seeing a traditional market recession. We've never seen that before on Bitcoin, and so it's going to get dragged down further than usual, right? I do not know which one of those arguments is stronger. I'm giving you the both scenarios that I see possible, right? Those are the 2 scenarios that I see possible on Bitcoin. So how should you react to this? Well, you should react to this by not just going all in on Bitcoin as soon as we touch the 200-week SMA. You should react to this by waiting, having some patience, seeing how Bitcoin reacts to that price level, and then making a decision after a few weeks, right? Because by that point, you've got enough data. You're not going to have enough data if we touch it for 2 days and you buy in, and another way you could play it is, well, yeah, maybe you could buy in at the 200-week SMA. And then if it drops below the 200-week SMA, you can cut your losses and sell and then buy in at 11.5K to 13.5K. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be doing yet, but I'm going to talk about that more as it happens. Who knows? It could even happen within the next week. Who knows, honestly. So we'll look at that more in the future. But those are the 2 scenarios, right? Scenario 1, we bottom out on a 200-week SMA at 22K. We possibly wick down a bit lower. And then scenario 2 is we go to like 11.5 to 13.5K. Right? Those are the 2 macro bottom predictions for Bitcoin in terms of price. and then Q4 is when I'm expecting either of one of those to materialize, right? Moving forward, we can see that the whole market is in turmoil, obviously. Ethereum has actually dropped below 1300, which is basically its next major level support. I mean, it only dropped below 1700 a few days ago. It's already dropped below 1300. And 1300, as you can see in the last bull market, was actually the highest daily candle close we had. And so if we close a daily candle close below 1300 on Ethereum, I would expect Ethereum to go straight to 900 USD. Moving forward, total cryptocurrency market cap has similarly dropped below 1.13 trillion and has lost that major support, and the next support zone on the total cryptocurrency market cap is down here at around 760 billion, which is a drop of around an extra 25% away, right? And then if you look at Bitcoin, this all kind of lines up with each other. Bitcoin has another, say, I don't know, 15% to go until the 200-week SMA, assuming altcoins drop another 35%. That would make sense for Bitcoin to bottom out at the same time as the total cryptocurrency market cap reaches 760 billion. All of these charts, a lot of people don't really seem to understand this. All of these charts are connected. It's not just the Bitcoin chart. It's the traditional markets charts. It's the S&P 500, even stocks. They're all connected. They all move in a very, very similar fashion. All of their support and resistance levels are, in conjunction with each other. And so don't treat these charts like they're individuals. They're not, right? An altcoin chart right now could look really good, right? It could look really good and you could be tempted to put money in it. But understand that it's not an individual chart. It does not move by itself. It moves because of Bitcoin. It moves because of Ethereum. And all of these things don't look very good right now. So my advice to you at the moment would be to step back from the market, understand that there's no rush to make any decisions, understand we could go a lot lower, and understand that even though your gut instinct might be that we're going to bottom out soon, you're going to miss the bottom, that's actually highly unlikely according to the data. All right, so before we end the video, I do want to talk about Wolves of Crypto VIP, I want to talk about the Crypto Academy, and I want to talk about the BitGet Exchange. So Wolves of Crypto VIP, you can go ahead to my channel, click the join button here. We've been able to take advantage of this entire drop since we started the VIP group chat, which is around 2 months ago at this point, or about a month and a half ago. We've had altcoin signals pumped out every second day. We've had a 2-hour video on market psychology to get people in the right mindset to trade that a lot of people don't have, even the famous influencers. And then we have a Walk Weekly newsletter, as well as Prioritised Reply to comments and some extra stuff there as well in form of emojis and badges. So we've got 3 separate things there that are incredibly useful to you, right? Altcoin Trading Signals, 2-hour video on market psychology, and a Walk Weekly newsletter access. Walk Weekly, it's a short PDF document, 10 pages. I go over everything that's important in the market, keeps you grounded, keeps you knowing what's going on. 2-hour video on market psychology gets you in the right mindset to trade so you don't make any stupid decisions, right? And then Altcoin Trading Signals gives you trading signals or gives you altcoin plans for you to look at, you to monitor, and you can activate trades on. This is all for 28 USD a month. Extremely good value if you're comparing to other VIP channels, other VIP courses, and you can become part of kind of the VIP wolf pack, I suppose, in which you get prioritized reply to comments as well. So if you've got any questions, any burning questions, I get hundreds of questions per day. If you're in access to the VIP group chat, I'm going to prioritize your answers. I don't have time to sit here and type out thousands of words a day in reply to comments. But if you're part of the VIP group chat, I'm going to be more inclined to do that because you're giving back to the channel and you're part of the exclusive membership. But go ahead and check that out. You don't have to, obviously. I'm still going to post free content daily, but it's just a little extra. And then the Crypto Academy. So essentially bear market's been going on for a while, 7 months of downwards price action. Some people would consider that quite boring. And some people who aren't traders, who don't have the expertise in the market to trade, they'd consider that to be completely boring to the point in which they just walk away from it. And I would propose to you that the smarter thing to do, rather than just walking away, is to actually learn a bit about the market. Learn how to trade, so when we do get back into a bull market, or when we do, see these, price swings in which you can take advantage of them, you have the knowledge to take advantage of them. You have the knowledge to make capital in the market. And that's what myself and Megawell Crypto have made this course for. Become a Trader, 10-unit course. You can go on the website in the pinned comment or the description below and read more about it. We've got a whole bio there. And we've got the unit topics, over 450 slides, over 80 videos, over 8 worksheets, and a trading diary. It's not going to get much more extensive than that. So go ahead and contact us here at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com. And then finally, if you're looking for an exchange to trade on, obviously Binance is the first exchange you should be using. But if you're looking for a futures exchange, which is incredibly useful during a bear market, right? Because everything's going down. And so if you're investing with the trend, you should be investing in short positions, okay? You're looking at BitGet, in my opinion. Lowest trading fees in the game, way lower than that of Binance. non-KYC, doesn't matter what country you're from, you can use it. Even in places like Australia where you have crypto regulation, you can use the BitGet Exchange. And you've got over 60 market pairs available, which are some of the best market pairs, right? Picked by traders, used by traders, right? Altcoins, there's many altcoins out there, literally thousands of altcoins. Many of them are very stagnant. Many of them are terrible for trading because they're too they're too, what can you say, volatile, they're too swingy. These coins on BitGet, in my opinion, are the ones that I actually look at personally for my VIP group chat. Not because they're on BitGet, but because they're actually picked by traders to be used by traders. Makes perfect sense to me. But go ahead and check out BitGet again. Referral link will be in the comments and the bio at the bottom of this video description. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay grounded, stay calm, stay objective, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.